I've found that nothing in life is truly worthwhile unless you're willing to take risks. Nothing. Nothing meaningful. Nothing bold. Nothing that leaves a mark. Nelson Mandela once said, "There's no passion to be found in playing small, settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." And he was right. Playing it safe may bring comfort, but it rarely brings growth. You'll never discover how far you can go unless you step out into the unknown. Now I'm sure in your journey through school, applying to college, choosing your major, and figuring out what to do with your life, you've been told to make sure you have something to fall back on. Have a backup plan, honey, just in case things don't work out. That advice comes from a place of love and concern, but I never quite understood it. Why fall back on something? Why retreat? Why cushion yourself from possibility? If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back. I want to fall forward. At least that way, I'll see what I'm going to hit. I'll learn from the impact. I'll know how to move ahead. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Without dedication, you'll never grow. So do what you're passionate about, what you love. Don't follow someone else's version of success. Follow what fuels your spirit. Take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. There was an old IQ test with 9 dots. You had to connect them with 5 lines without lifting your pencil. The only way to solve it was to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think beyond the box. Don't fear failing. Fail big. Dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. And goals on their own without discipline are just ideas floating in the air. You need both vision and action. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, more than anyone in baseball history. But no one talks about the strikeouts. They remember the home runs, the walk-offs, the championships, because that's what endures. That's what people celebrate, the courage to swing, even after a miss. Fall forward. Thomas Edison had 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't, because the 1,001st gave us the light bulb, one of the most important inventions of modern life. Fall forward. Every failed attempt is one step closer to success. Every rejection letter, every missed opportunity, every no that you hear is just the world narrowing you toward your yes. You have to take risks. You've heard it before, but let me tell you why it matters. You will fail at some point in life. You'll lose. You'll embarrass yourself. You'll be bad at something. You'll make mistakes. That's guaranteed. And I know that's not the usual graduation message. I know everyone's wearing caps and gowns and full of optimism. But I say embrace the stumbles, because they're part of the process. They're not setbacks. They're setups. Setups for comebacks. In acting, failure is constant. Audition after audition. Rejection after rejection. Early in my career, I auditioned for a Broadway musical. Perfect role, I thought. Great material. Solid audition. Except, I can't sing. I didn't get the job, but I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there and prepped for the next audition, and the next, and the next, and the one after that. I prayed and prayed and prayed, but I kept failing and failing and failing. Still, it didn't matter, because there's an old saying, hang around a barber shop long enough, and sooner or later, you'll get a haircut. You'll catch a break, but only if you stay in the game. only if you show up. And I did catch that break. Last year, I starred in the Broadway play Fences, a role I was born to play. Here's the twist. It was at the Court Theater, the same stage where I failed my very first audition 30 years earlier. Life has a funny way of coming full circle. The same place where I was told no became the place where I said yes to my destiny. The point is, everyone graduating here today has the skills to succeed. You've got the degree, the knowledge, the drive. But do you have the courage to fail, to try something and fall short, to be rejected and still show up the next day? If you're not failing, you're not even trying. Let me say it again. If you're not failing, you're not even trying. To get something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. Let me paint you a picture. You're on your deathbed. You're taking your final breaths. And surrounding you are the ghosts of your unrealized potential, the ideas you never acted on, the talents you never used, the dreams you pushed aside. And they're standing there, not in peace, but in frustration. They say, "We came to you because only you could bring us to life. We existed for you, but now we have to die with you." So I ask you, how many ghosts will be around your bed when your time comes? Will you leave this life empty, or will you use up everything you've got? I just returned from South Africa, a beautiful, resilient country, but parts of it are struggling. Deep poverty, limited infrastructure, communities in need of hope and investment. And it's not just Africa. The Middle East needs your help. Japan's still recovering. The U.S., Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Philadelphia, my hometown, they all need your help. The world needs a lot, and it needs it from you, not from someone else, not someday. Now, we need you, young people, new energy, new voices, new leadership. I can't speak for everyone here, but I know I'm getting grayer, and I know this: the torch has to pass to someone. We need you. Because remember this, you've got to go out there and give it everything you have: your time, your talents, your prayers, your treasure. Give it freely, give it generously, give it often. What will you do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much. I'm talking about what's in your hand. Some of you are business majors. Some of you studied theology or medicine or education. Some of you have wealth. Some have influence. Some of you have patience, kindness, compassion. Others have an unstoppable work ethic. Whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with it? Will you keep it to yourself, or will you multiply it in the service of others? Here's my final point about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're meant to go. Life will never follow a straight line. I started at Fordham University as a pre-med student. That's what I thought I was supposed to do. I took a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't read it. I couldn't pronounce it. I definitely couldn't pass it. So I switched to pre-law, then journalism. I floated. I drifted. With no real focus, my grades dropped badly. I had a 1.8 GPA. The university kindly suggested I take some time off. I was 20, at my lowest. Then one day, March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mom at her beauty shop in Mount Vernon. There was an older woman there, one of the town's elders. I didn't know her personally, but I could see her in the mirror, watching me. Every time I looked up, she was staring. Finally, she pulled the dryer off her head, pointed her finger, and said something I'll never forget. She said, "Young man, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy. You will travel the world and speak to millions." I was shocked. Me? I had no plan. I had no direction. But something in me listened. And in the years since, just like she said, I've traveled the world and spoken to millions through my films. Millions who couldn't see me, and I couldn't see them. They only saw the character, not the real me. But I see you now, and I'm inspired, encouraged, strengthened, because taking risks isn't just about jobs. It's not just about fame or achievement. It's about growth. It's about knowing what you know and what you don't. It's about being open to people and ideas, to changing your mind, to being wrong, to becoming more. The chances you take, the people you meet, the love you give, the faith you keep, that's what defines you. Not your GPA, not your title, not your salary. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall, because you will, remember this: fall forward. You.